today, I mentioned part of a vivid experience, but now I want to completely recount it. Many years ago, I will truly repeat and expand on my narration. The one I already recounted at a meeting a while back. I used to fail all the tests of chastity. It happened so that in the physical world, I had achieved complete control of the senses and of the mind in such a well-educated manner that I never looked at pornographic magazines. I never viewed pornographic pictures, and I learned to look at the opposite sex from the waist up, never stopping to thoroughly observe the form of the calves or any of those parts that men like to look at so thoroughly and frankly so perversely. So my senses were absolutely educated. If you observe the way that I handle my sight, you will notice that it is educated so naturally in these conditions. There was absolute chastity in the physical world. I also educated my words in an extraordinary way. I did not let any lustful or double-meaning words flow out of my speech. So everything was right. But in the superior worlds of cosmic conscience, this matter was a very serious one. Very serious. I was being submitted to rigorous tests of chastity, and I was always failing them, in spite of all my systems of psychological control, in spite of all my psychological judos, in spite of all my techniques. It was more than enough for a broom to be dressed in the skirt in order for me to immediately walk toward it. It could have been a horrible old lady. It did not matter. The provoking characteristic was that it had a skirt. It was a serious thing. I felt very sad. I appealed to the Krishnamurti system of integral comprehension and discernment. That system of meditation is a profound one. I tried to discern the process of lust, the process of desire. I wanted to comprehend in order to eliminate, but everything was useless. After a day of terrible work on myself, I failed again the test of chastity. For that reason, I was suffering horribly. I do not deny that I even rigorously disciplined myself to the point of grabbing a whip and lashing myself, punishing the beast. But that wretched beast had turned out to be stronger than the whip, so not even the whip sufficed. There was no other remedy than to suffer. Well, on one of those many and long grievous days, I was lying down on the floor, facing up, with my head towards the north, submerged in profound meditation, with the intention of being able to discern and comprehend the process of lust in all the levels of the mind, an entirely Krishnamurtian system, combined with that inferior monstery system in which I was lashing myself. I became skinny and horrible. I had no sexual relations of any kind. In this way, there was absolute abstinence. Such were the conditions that I should have come out victoriously from of all the chastity tests, but everything was useless. However, lying face up, I repeat, with my head pointed towards the north, in profound meditation, something very unusual happened to me. It was a terrible thing. My concentration became very deep. I then abandoned my physical body. Once out of the dense form, I saw myself in an elegant apartment. Not exactly a temple or monastery with ascetic, humble, skinny old men. None of that. This was an elegant apartment. And in this place, I saw myself adoring a lady. I was ardently embracing her and 50,000 things of that sort. Everything happened in seconds, and when I returned to my physical body, I was completely defeated. May Mr. Krishnamurti excuse me. May he have the kindness to excuse me because he is a master, and I am not against any master. But frankly, I felt disappointed with his system. It did not work for me. I ended up in a state of confusion, in the same sat you are now regarding the dissolution of the ego. That is how I ended up. Neither forward nor backwards. Basically zero. Had could be done, it was a serious thing. There was nothing that could be done. I was simply disappointed. All the systems had failed me. Fortunately, I received assistance. When I arrived at the temple, I found the guardian of the Sphinx. There he was before the door. I was very happy because I know him. He is an old friend of mine. He told me, firmly staring at me, about a group of brothers who worked in the ninth sphere, and that after working in the ninth sphere, appeared before this temple. He said among them, "You have advanced the most, but you are at a standstill." Of course, such words filled me with terror. I was struggling to advance, and that guardian is affirming this to me. Oh my God, Holy Mary, and all of that because of poor old ladies. So then I answered, "Well then, tell me please, what is the reason I am at a standstill?" He then continued, "Because you are lacking love." I was taken by surprise, because I thought I was loving to humanity, and I told him so. I have written books, I work for humanity. How is it that I am lacking love? Is it not because of love that I am working for humanity? You have forgotten about your mother. You are an ungrateful son, and the ungrateful son does not advance in these studies. This was even worse. Me, an ungrateful son. Me, who loves my mom so much. So now I am an ungrateful son. That is the limit of all limits.
La cosa fue grave. No había qué hacer, sencillamente estaba defraudado. Todos los sistemas me habían fallado. Afortunadamente fui asistido. Al llegar al templo, encontré a un guardián de la Esfinge. Allí estaba, ante la puerta. Me alegré mucho porque lo conozco, es un viejo amigo mío. Mirándome fijamente, dijo: "De todos los hermanos", repito, de entre un grupo de hermanos que trabajaron en la novena esfera y que después de haber trabajado en la novena esfera se presentaron en este templo, tú eres el más adelantado. Pero ahora estáis estancados. Claro, semejantes palabras me llenaron de pavor. Yo luchando por progresar y me sale el guardián con esas. Válgame Dios y Santa María. Y todo por culpa de las pobres viejas. Entonces le contesté: "Bueno, pero por favor, dígame, ¿por qué motivo estoy ahora estancado?". Continuó: "Porque te falta amor". Mi sorpresa llegó ya al colmo. Pues yo consideraba que estaba amando a la humanidad, y así se lo dije. He escrito libros, trabajo por la humanidad. ¿Cómo es eso de que me falta amor? Si no es acaso por amor que estoy trabajando. Te habéis olvidado de tu madre. Eres un hijo ingrato. Y el hijo ingrato no progresa en estos estudios. Esto fue peor todavía. Yo, un hijo ingrato, Yo que quería tanto a mi pobre madrecita, y ahora resulto ingrato para el colmo de los colmos.